Welcome to Tracto Memo. Today, we will retrace a journey of more than half a century, from the very first Model D, to the familiar Model A and B, through the legendary 4020, and finally stopping at the modern 4430. Each tractor is a part of the homeland's memory, the engine sound, the smell of the soil, and the image of the farmers of the past. Don't forget to subscribe to Tracto Memo to continue accompanying us in the next nostalgic stories. John Deere Model D. In 1923, America was entering a new era. The countryside still had vast fields, and farmers relied more on horses than machines. But from Waterloo, Iowa, John Deere introduced a machine that changed everything. It was the Model D, the first tractor carrying the enduring spirit of Deere. The Model D was launched at an initial price of about $1,000. Over 3 decades, more than 160,000 units were produced. Today, a well-functioning Model D can fetch between $5,000 and $15,000, depending on condition. The tractor was popular in the Midwest, where endless corn and wheat fields stretched. It became an icon as the first model that truly brought John Deere into the modern tractor era. Engine, 2-cylinder, 465 cubic inches displacement. Power, 15 to 18 drawbar HP, 22 to 27 belt HP. Transmission, 3 forward gears, 1 reverse. Max RPM, 975. Pulling capacity, capable of replacing 6 horses on heavy soil. Weight, about 5,300 pounds. The Model D was powerful and durable. Its 2-cylinder engine was slow but economical. It was designed to work all day in the fields with minimal breakdowns. The distinctive pop-pop sound rang out every time the Model D started. On the red dirt roads, the engine's noise blended with the smell of hay and damp soil after rain. Farmers forever remembered the sight of the D chugging along, pulling a 4-bottom plow, with blue smoke rising in the sunset. That sound was like the heartbeat of the whole countryside. The Model D was easy to repair thanks to its simple design. Spare parts can still be found through collector communities. However, many machines are too old, so the engine and transmission must be carefully checked before purchase. The Model D paved the way for John Deere's reputation. It proved that American farmers could trust tractors instead of horses. Today, the D is often part of collections, appears at rural fairs, and is always admired. John Deere Model D, a solid foundation for a century of mechanization. And as the dust from the D slowly fades over the fields, we move on to another companion, the Model A, so familiar to farming families. John Deere Model A. In 1934, America had not yet escaped the shadow of the Great Depression. Across the Midwest, farmers needed a machine that was powerful yet affordable. And John Deere answered with the Model A, the company's first mass-produced 2-cylinder tractor. From the factories in Waterloo, Iowa, the Model A was born, carrying hope and strength for millions of farm families. The initial price of the Model A was about $1,300. Over 18 years, more than 300,000 units were produced. Today, the collectible value of a Model A ranges from $2,500 to $10,000, depending on condition and version. It was most popular in the Midwest and the Southern Plains. The reason the Model A became an icon was its balance, powerful enough to pull many implements, yet compact and easy to use. Engine, 2-cylinder, 309 cubic inches. Power, 18 drawbar HP, 24 PTO HP. Transmission, for forward gears, 1 reverse, later versions improved to 6 speeds. Max RPM, 975. Weight, about 4,300 pounds. Pulling capacity, suitable for 2 to 3 bottom plows on medium soil. The Model A was durable, easy to start, and fuel efficient. Its simple design helped farmers quickly learn how to use it. It was considered the companion of the mid-sized family farm. The steady pop-pop sound of the Model A echoed across summer cornfields. The father sat firmly on the iron seat, calloused hands gripping the wheel, while the children sat on the field's edge watching, the smell of gasoline mingling with the scent of young corn. The Model A was not just a tractor, it was the memory of a generation growing up in the countryside. The Model A is very easy to find parts for, thanks to its large production numbers. The machine is simple and easy to repair. What needs attention are piston bushing wear and the transmission, so they should be carefully checked before purchase. The Model A made John Deere the #1 brand in the hearts of American farmers. It proved that mechanization was not only for large farms but also suitable for family farms. Today, the Model A is often restored and appears at rural festivals, becoming a source of pride for collectors. John Deere Model A, the family tractor, the tractor of childhood memories. Through the seasons, its sound still echoes. But now, we turn onto a smaller path, meeting the Model B, a machine as simple and familiar as the old farmhouse porch. John Deere Model B. In 1935, when the red dust of the Dust Bowl still covered the Midwest, many farm families faced hardship. John Deere understood that not everyone could afford a Model A. So they introduced the Model B, smaller, cheaper, yet still powerful. From the shops in Waterloo, Iowa, the Model B quickly became the close companion of small farms across America. The Model B debuted with an initial price of only about $900. Over 17 years, more than 300,000 units were produced, a number nearly equal to the Model A. Today, the restored value of a Model B ranges from $2,000 to $7,500. It was popular on small family farms, especially in the Midwest and Northeast. The Model B became an icon thanks to its economy, easy to buy, easy to operate, suitable for every family. Engine, 2-cylinder, 149 to 175 cubic inches, depending on version. Power, 12 drawbar HP, 16 PTO HP. Transmission, 3 speeds, later versions improved to 6. Max RPM, 975. Weight, about 3,800 pounds. Pulling capacity, suitable for 1 to 2 bottom plows on medium soil. Compact yet durable, the Model B was ideal for plowing, hauling, and work around the farmyard. It consumed little fuel and was easy to maintain. Its simplicity was what won people's hearts. The pop-pop sound, lighter than the Model A, echoed over green hills. A boy sat on an alfalfa field, watching his father drive the Model B pulling a mower, the smell of hay drifting in the summer breeze. On misty mornings, the engine's roar seemed to awaken the whole small village. The Model B was like the old wooden chair in the kitchen, not fancy, but always present in memory. The Model B was very easy to repair thanks to its simple structure. Spare parts were plentiful due to its large production numbers. However, attention should be paid to the ignition system and clutch, as these were the parts most prone to wear. The Model B brought John Deere closer to small farm families. It proved that mechanization was not only for vast fields, but also useful for the plot by the stream or the orchard by the farmhouse. Today, the Model B is often displayed at agricultural fairs, a symbol of simple durability. John Deere Model B, compact, economical, as familiar as the breath of the countryside. Time passed, agriculture grew stronger, fields expanded. And from the late 1960s, the 4020 appeared, carrying the power of a new era. John Deere 4020. In the early 1960s, America was filled with optimism. Agriculture was entering the modern era, with farms growing larger and machines becoming more powerful. John Deere launched the Model 4020 in 1963, the tractor that introduced the new generation of power. From the factory in Waterloo, Iowa, the 4020 quickly became an icon, changing the way farmers worked across vast fields. The initial price of the John Deere 4020 was about $10,000. In nearly 10 years, more than 184,000 units were produced, a record number. Today, an original 4020 sells for between $12,000 and $25,000, or even higher if restored. The tractor was widespread across the Midwest and the Great Plains, where high power was needed. It became an icon because it was one of the most versatile, powerful, and reliable tractors of the 1960s. Engine, 6-cylinder, 404 cubic inches, 6.6 L. Power, 95 PTO HP, 84 drawbar HP, 101 engine HP. Transmission, 8 forward gears, 2 reverse, or power shift 8 speeds. Max RPM, 2,200. Fuel capacity, 34 gallons, 129 liters. Weight, about 9,500 pounds. Pulling capacity, capable of operating many large implements, from 5-bottom plows to harvesters. The 4020 was praised for its outstanding power, durability, and advanced hydraulic system. Farmers valued its ability to work continuously through the season with minimal breakdowns. With the power shift option, driving became smoother than ever. The deep tone of its 6-cylinder engine carried far across the cornfields. Farmers sat in the spacious cab, feeling the power flow beneath the steering wheel. Over the open fields, the wind carried the smell of freshly plowed soil, mingling with the steady growl of the engine. The 4020 was not just a machine, it was the pride of a generation of farmers entering a new era. The 4020 remains highly sought after on the used market. Spare parts are easy to find, with a large collector community. However, attention should be paid to the hydraulic system and the power shift transmission, two critical components that are expensive to repair. The 4020 elevated John Deere to the top in the 1960s, becoming the standard for mid to large tractors. Today, many 4020s are still working in the fields, while others have become treasures in collections. It stands as proof that power, durability, and reliability can endure for half a century. John Deere 4020, the machine that opened the modern era of American agriculture. Then the wind shifted, and the 1970s arrived. From the middle of the golden fields, we saw the 4430 approach, not just steel and iron, but comfort and modernity. John Deere 4430. In the early 1970s, American agriculture was changing rapidly. Farms were expanding, productivity had to increase, and farmers needed a machine that was both powerful and comfortable. In 1973, John Deere introduced the 4430, a model in the Generation 2 line. From the factories in Waterloo, Iowa, the 4430 was born, bringing a major innovation: a closed, quiet cab with air conditioning, freeing the driver from dust and field noise. The initial price of the John Deere 4430 was about $23,000. In 4 years, more than 74,000 units were produced. Today, a well-functioning 4430 is priced between $15,000 and $35,000. The tractor was especially popular in the Midwest and in large grain farming regions. The reason it became an icon was not only its power, but also the unprecedented comfort it gave farmers. Engine, 6-cylinder turbo diesel, 404 cubic inches, 6.6 L. Power, 125 PTO HP, 105 drawbar HP, 130 engine HP. Transmission, quad range with 16 forward gears, 6 reverse, or power shift 8 speeds. Max RPM, 2,200. Fuel capacity, 65 gallons, 246 liters. Weight, about 11,000 pounds. Pulling capacity, capable of handling 6 to 7 bottom plows, large harvesters, and many modern implements. The highlight of the 4430 was the SoundGuard cab, sealed, quiet, air-conditioned, reducing dust and noise. This was a turning point, allowing farmers to work for hours without exhaustion. The turbo engine delivered superior power with high fuel efficiency. Farmers stepped into the 4430 as if into a new world: soft seats, clear glass overlooking vast fields, the engine's steady growl softened behind thick windows. In the morning, sunlight streamed through the cab windows, lighting up the interior while outside the field winds bent the grass. The 4430 turned hard labor into a comfortable journey and made the dream of mechanization a reality across the fields. The 4430 is still widely available on the market. Spare parts are easy to find, and the machine is easy to repair. However, the turbo and the quad range transmission should be carefully checked. The SoundGuard cab sometimes requires maintenance to preserve its soundproofing and cooling. The John Deere 4430 ushered in the era of the modern tractor, where power came with comfort. It laid the foundation for many later Deere models. Today, many 4430s are still working, while others are collected and displayed as proof of a great technological leap. John Deere 4430, the tractor that brought farmers into the age of comfort. We have just retraced a journey through 5 decades, from the simple Model D of 1923, to the Model A and B that stood by farm families, then the powerful 4020 that opened a new era, and finally the modern, comfortable 4430. These machines were not just iron and steel. They were the sound of engines in the early morning. The image of fathers and grandfathers at the wheel. The memory of the countryside, the smell of soil, hay, and roosters crowing in rhythm with the tractor. If you have ever driven, seen, or heard the familiar pop-pop sound, share your memories in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, so we can continue the journey across America's endless fields together. Thank you for joining us. See you again in the next nostalgic stories.